The movie opens in 1857 in the far northern ice. A ship is frozen solid, and the captain urges his crew to break free and reach the North Pole. Suddenly, he hears an explosion somewhere out on the ice. He and his men run toward the sound and find a gruesome scene. Blood everywhere and an injured man with a badly broken prosthetic leg. A distant growl echoes across the ice. They rush the injured man back to the ship, expecting a bear, but their gunshots do nothing. The creature shrugs off the bullets, and the crew realizes they need to retreat immediately. It attacks, killing crew members with ease and even climbing onto the ship. Then it speaks, demanding they hand over the injured man. One crewman fires a blunderbuss and knocks the creature off the ship, but it survives. The crew pulls up the ladder, yet the creature is strong enough to tilt the entire vessel. With one shot left, the captain fires at the ice beneath it. The ice breaks apart, and the creature falls into the freezing water. Afterward, the crew treats the injured man, who introduces himself as Victor. He warns the captain that the creature will return and kill everyone unless they hand him over. Victor insists the creature can't die and will keep coming. He makes them promise that when it returns, they must throw him onto the ice so it can take him. When the captain asks what kind of monster this is and who created it, Victor gives a chilling answer. He did. He is Victor Frankenstein. His father chose the name, meaning conqueror. Victor begins his story. He lived with his mother while his father, a baron and renowned surgeon, visited only occasionally. His father married his mother for her dowry and noble lineage. When he came home, the entire house obeyed him. He forced Victor's pregnant mother to eat raw meat for protein and constantly argued with her. Victor prayed to his guardian angel while listening to their fights. His mother often cried and held him, while his father treated them with contempt. Victor was gifted and studied under his father. Whenever he failed to answer a question, his father avoided striking his hands, reserved for a future surgeon, and instead hit him across the face. Victor's mother suddenly grows worse, and complications strike her pregnancy. His father operates, but she dies, and only the newborn survives. Victor is devastated, and his life turns dark without her. His younger brother William grows up with warmth and affection, everything Victor never had. Jealousy builds, and Victor can't escape the truth that his mother died at the hands of the most celebrated doctor of the time, his own father. He finally confronts him for letting her die. His father insists he tried everything and says no one can defeat death. Victor replies that he will. That night, Victor sees a vision. A dark angel promises he will command life and death, becoming a surgeon greater than his father. Back in the present, the creature breaks through the ice as Victor continues his story. 2 revolts and a fire on his mother's plantation wipe out their fortune, and his father dies soon after. William goes to family in Vienna, while Victor is sent to Edinburgh, where he spends decades pushing past the limits of academia. At the Royal College of Medicine, Victor gives a presentation. He reveals a corpse of a shopkeeper with a carpenter's hand he has stitched on. He connects a battery, and the corpse jolts back to life. Victor explains that the body's convulsions are normal, but the energy moving inside it follows a different principle. The professors erupt in anger, insisting this isn't a circus. They refuse to allow such tricks in their institution. Victor keeps demonstrating. The reanimated corpse catches an apple, and when Victor tells it to return the apple, it obeys. The professors shout for him to stop, calling it unholy and insisting that life and death belong to God alone. In the audience sits Henrik Harlander, watching closely. Victor removes the needle, and the corpse collapses again. As he heads out, Henrik approaches him with a letter of introduction from Victor's brother, William. Henrik says William is coming to visit and wants Victor to meet his fiancée, Elizabeth, who is Henrik's niece. Henrik is impressed with Victor's work but warns him, asking whether he can control this fire or if it will burn him first. Victor tells him to leave. 3 days later, Victor visits Henrik's home, bringing his research papers. Henrik understands Victor has been channeling energy through the nervous system, but that's the problem. The life force fades quickly. Henrik realized during the presentation that the corpse would only stay alive for moments. He explains he used to be an army surgeon, but is now an arms dealer. Henrik shows Victor the Evelyn tables, a wooden board mapping the entire lymphatic system. It moves just 3 liters of fluid, yet forms a massive network. The ninth configuration, a delicate structure around the heart, can distribute and even store energy. Victor immediately understands. The key lies near the spinal column. Henrik then makes his offer, unlimited resources for Victor's work. Victor asks what Henrik wants. Henrik says that maybe someday he'll ask a favor, but for now he only wants to document everything. Victor replies he'll think about it. Outside, Victor meets William, who introduces his fiancée, Elizabeth. Victor is stunned by her beauty. William scolds him for drawing attention with his presentation. Victor replies that he refuses to stay silent, just like their father believed. Why hide it if life can be regenerated through physical and chemical means? Elizabeth laughs, seeing how opposite their views are. Back on the ship, chaos breaks out. A watchman spots the creature, but the captain is determined to keep Victor safe. Back in the past, Victor, Henrik, and William reach an old tower that will serve as Victor's new workspace. William will help with the project. Victor lists the equipment he needs, sealing his deal with Henrik. He chooses a test subject from the criminals awaiting execution, but then he spots Elizabeth in the market. Elizabeth goes into a church to make a confession. Curious, Victor slips into the confessional and takes the priest's place. Elizabeth admits she has sinned. She's had dark thoughts about her fiancé's brother. Victor asks if it's lust, but she says it's hatred. She finds Victor controlling and unbearable. She also reveals she saw him in the market earlier and knows it's him behind the screen. He begins leaving William alone to set up the lab, saying he trusts only him, while he spends more time with Elizabeth. They catch a butterfly together. William completes every complex task and prepares the entire laboratory. Victor begins experimenting, but Henrik suddenly arrives with bad news. Wars are declining, and with them his funds, and his patience is nearly gone. A battle will take place next week, meaning many bodies will wash ashore. Victor has just 1 week to figure out how to carry the current through an entire body. Elizabeth visits soon after and sees Victor's work. Victor confesses his feelings and asks her to stay with him, but she says believing something doesn't make it true. She has already chosen William. Her rejection crushes Victor. He's ready to quit until a new idea strikes him. Using it, he successfully revives his test subject's corpse and finds the final key he needs. Victor heads to the battlefield to find the right body. He needs someone tall, and later cuts parts from several dead soldiers to assemble a single body while Henrik documents everything. A storm approaches, giving Victor the chance to charge his battery. When Victor goes to tell Henrik, Henrik asks for medicine. Victor realizes Henrik has syphilis and is dying. Henrik wants the new body for himself, but Victor refuses. He climbs the tower to install silver rods to capture lightning. Henrik follows and tries to bargain. He'll even give Victor Elizabeth, but Victor points out that the disease has already destroyed his body. Desperate, Henrik grabs Victor's equipment to blackmail him. They struggle, and Henrik accidentally falls to his death. Victor rushes down, but it's too late, and he turns on the machines. The tower's rod lowers toward the corpse, and lightning strikes, charging the battery. Energy floods into the body, but the heart remains still. Victor believes he has failed and curses his guardian angel for deceiving him. That night, Victor sees the dark angel again. When he opens his eyes, the creature is alive and standing before him, leaving Victor stunned. He communicates with gestures, showing it the sunlight. He removes its bandages and tells it his name, Victor. The creature repeats it. Meanwhile, Elizabeth asks William about her uncle and insists they visit him. Victor chains the creature, and it obeys without resistance. Everything is new to it, like a child discovering the world, but Victor only knows how to create it, not how to raise it. For weeks he cares for it. When the creature cuts its hand, Victor scolds it, then watches the wound heal instantly. The creature becomes upset, but Victor calms it. With Elizabeth and William approaching, Victor chains it again. Victor wants the creature to say something other than his name, to prove it has intelligence, but it refuses to speak. It even seems afraid of him, prompting Victor to ask why it fears its own maker. When William and Elizabeth arrive, Victor eagerly tries to show Elizabeth his work, but she asks for her uncle. Victor lies and says he isn't there. Then Elizabeth hears the creature. She approaches, and the creature steps toward her. She reaches out, amazed. It touches her hand. She examines its body and asks who hurt him. She turns to Victor and demands to know who this man is and whether Victor caused the injuries. Victor answers that he didn't give the creature wounds, he gave it life. Victor shows them the creature, but it behaves strangely. Elizabeth asks why it's chained, and Victor says it's for control because its understanding is limited. William asks if it's intelligent, but Victor stays silent. That night, William admits Victor's achievement is incredible, but asks which part of the assembled body holds the soul. Victor can only answer that he doesn't know. Later, Elizabeth visits the creature. It watches a leaf drift outside, then moves toward her. She tells it her name and asks it to repeat it, but it stays silent. She leaves, and the creature quietly says her name. Victor tells Elizabeth to stay away, insisting the creature has no intelligence and something went wrong. It knows only one word, Victor. Elizabeth argues that maybe, for now, that one word means everything to him. Maybe being newly made gives him a simpler, purer spirit. But Victor dismisses her. She says she saw pain in the creature's eyes, and Victor snaps back, asking what about his pain and everything she has denied him. He turns his anger on the creature. He calls its heart pure while claiming he has become the villain. He chains it tightly and beats it with a rod, yelling at it to obey. The creature bends the rod and hurls it away, screaming, "Victor," over and over. Victor tells William he's made a mistake and that the creature is dangerous. He shows Henrik's body and lies, claiming the creature killed him in a rage. He orders William to take Elizabeth away and tell her nothing, and William agrees. Once they're gone, Victor prepares to burn the entire tower down. Elizabeth grows uneasy and tells William they must return. She even threatens to jump from the carriage if he doesn't turn back. At the tower, Victor tells the creature to say one new word and he'll forgive it. The creature answers, "Elizabeth." Hearing this, Victor goes outside and sets the fire. Flames spread toward the creature, who screams Victor's name. Victor rushes back inside, but an explosion blasts him out of the tower, breaking his leg. The entire tower erupts in flames. Elizabeth and William arrive just in time to witness the destruction. Back in the present, the creature has reached the ship. It says, "My maker told his tale. Now hear mine." It begins its story. When the fire started, it kept calling for Victor, but once it realized it was alone, it broke the chains and escaped through the water channels beneath the tower. It fell into the sea and later washed up on a distant shore. It wandered into a forest, studying the trees and plants. It found skulls and clothes and put them on. Watching a deer eat fruit, it tried the same and even fed the deer. But hunters suddenly opened fire on it. The creature ran as the wounds healed instantly, but soon felt cold. It broke into a house and slept in a corner. The next morning, the hunters returned. They lived there. Their family included an old man with poor eyesight. By listening to them talk, the creature slowly learned words. Wanting to belong, it helped them secretly at night. They came to believe a forest spirit was aiding them. The creature becomes the family's silent guardian. They leave small kindnesses for him, and he feels happiness for the first time. But one day, wolves attack their sheep. Some hunters head to the city to sell what's left. Others go into the forest to hunt the wolves, and only the old man stays behind. When he's alone, the creature appears. The old man invites him to sit and offers food. The creature accidentally breaks a bottle, but the old man reassures him. He notices the creature's wounds and asks if he has been hiding in the mill. He already knows this is the spirit of the forest. He says he cannot judge the creature's appearance, but his voice shows kindness. He asks the creature to stay and calls him a friend. Over the next days, the creature reads stories like Adam and Eve. He experiences snow for the first time. He tells the old man he wants to know who he is. His dreams show fragments of memories from different men. All he remembers clearly is fire, water, and the word Victor. He searches for that word and eventually reaches the ruined tower. There he finds the remaining research papers and learns the truth of his creation. He understands what he is, something not of the same nature as man. The realization destroys him. Then he sees Victor's full name, and he knows where to find him. The creature tracks down Victor and attacks him, demanding that Victor create another creature as a companion. Since the creature cannot die, it cannot bear living alone, while everyone around it eventually will. Victor refuses and says he cannot create another monster. The creature shouts that if Victor will not give him a companion, then Victor will suffer his rage. Elizabeth hears the commotion and rushes in. She and the creature see each other, but Victor fires his gun. Elizabeth takes the bullet meant for the creature. Victor lies and claims the creature attacked her. The others try to attack the creature, but it easily overpowers them. Dying, Elizabeth tells the creature to take her with him, and he carries her away. Amid the chaos, William is wounded. Victor tries to save him, but William says he fears Victor and calls him the true monster behind everything, then dies. Victor grabs a gun and follows the creature. The creature brings Elizabeth to a cave. She had loved him, and with her last breath, she says nothing could be better than dying while looking at him. Victor arrives and finds her dead. The creature attacks, saying Victor once called him a monster, and now he will show him true savagery. Victor chases him, but the creature disappears into the storm. For days, Victor hunts him across the snow. While Victor rests, the creature appears. Victor reloads and shoots its hand, but the creature drags him down, shouting that Victor only listens when he is hurt. Victor has brought dynamite to kill him. The creature tells him to light it and run. It explodes in the creature's hand, but even that cannot kill him. His body begins to heal again. Any hope for mercy dies within him, leaving him with only one fate. That's when the ship's crew finds Victor at the beginning of the movie, and now both he and the creature are aboard the ship. The creature tells Victor he can bleed and suffer, but his pain will never end. Victor takes the creature's hand and apologizes, realizing the depth of his mistakes. The creature sees that Victor is dying and says the same tide that brought him into existence is now taking his creator away, leaving him alone. Victor calls him my son and asks for forgiveness. He tells the creature that if death is not possible for him, then he must find a way to truly live. Victor says he wants to hear his name spoken one last time, the name that once meant everything to the creature. The creature says, "Victor, I forgive you." Victor dies in his arms. The creature whispers, "Rest now, father. Maybe now we can both be human." Quietly, the creature climbs down from the ship and pushes it free from the ice, allowing the crew to continue their journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice, just to be sure. It would be best if you watched the whole movie. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe for more videos like this.